What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm here to do another Bookmas video. So if you didn't know, I actually have a online thriller book club here. It's called Sleep When I'm Dead. I'm actually wearing some of the merch. This is one of the, I believe this is like the second design that I've done for my book club. You know, we are heading towards the 4th year. Like in September, it will officially be 4 years of Sleep When I'm Dead. And it's just been such an amazing, I just absolutely love the community that my book club has kind of brought together. At least, you know, those are my opinions. I hope you guys enjoy the community as well. But I am super excited because we are going to be tier ranking all of the books that I've read this year for my own book club, including the one that I just finished over the weekend. Before we jump in the video, if you would like to participate in the book club, I highly recommend that you check out the Discord down below. There is a link where you can join our Discord. We have our chapter by chapter breakdowns. I do announcements over there as well. And then if you want exclusive content for my book club, my Patreon also has a bunch of things such as like author interviews. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into the video. All right, so here is my little graphic that I made in Canva. So welcome to the Sleep When I'm Dead 2025 breakdown. Here are all of the events and books that we read for this year. I'm just going to kind of go in chronological order. So starting off with the first book, it is Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. My two co-hosts for this month was Ashley from Ashley's Little Library and Lexi from Books with Lexi. And this was such an interesting topic. It's a little touching into like a little bit of the horror side, but like kind of not. This one, I'm trying to remember, like I remember the book, but like to explain what this book is about is kind of weird. So I think you should just go ahead and look up the book if you're interested. This book had multiple different things going on at one time. It's really hard to like categorize what this book was about. So I would just recommend looking it up yourself or checking out the live show. But such a fun discussion. Very different opinions on what people thought of the book. So moving over to the second one, it is The Clinic by Kate Quinn. This was co-hosted by Hope from Hope on the Coast and then also Heather from Books and Heather. And this was so much fun. We actually got to interview the author herself, and it was so much fun to just chat with her alongside these two ladies. And honestly, I'm always biased. If I get an author interview, I end up liking the book just a smidge bit more. I believe The Clinic kind of shocked everyone. Like I know people who typically don't read this stuff who also really enjoyed it. So I think this was such a fun and interesting read. Next is Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Wilmingham. This was co-hosted by my two besties, Elena from Lena's Bookshelf and Jordan from Sorry Book Solid. I really enjoy Stacey Wilmingham's writing. It's very easy. I feel like I don't have to like overthink with her thrillers. And so I knew I wanted to have her newest book as a book club pick. And I'm glad I got to do this with two of my besties. Next is Murder Road by Simone St. James. Another bestie of mine is Summer from Seasons Readings. And we also had Zoe from Zoe Delaney. And this was a very interesting one because it definitely taps into that like paranormal aspect. So it was very different than our other picks that we had so far. Next is Sally Hepworth's book, Darling Girls. And I was so excited to do this one because I don't know, Sally Hepworth just has a way with her characters. And so I was very excited to do this with my friend Gwen from Gwendolyn Kinsinger, and then also Caitlin from Pride and Paperbacks. So it was such a fun and interesting read. I feel like the majority of people really loved it. So next, another book that was very different is Everyone is Watching by Heather Gutenkopf. So a little bit of a backstory on why I chose this one. I actually read Heather Gutenkopf's The Overnight Guest at the beginning of January and loved it 5 stars. And then I saw she was coming out with a new one, and this one had different like aspects than we've had on our live shows. So I wanted to include that because it has like reality TV games, kind of like a Squid Games type of vibe in a way. And so I thought this would be super fun and different. And this was co-hosted by my friends Sav from Riveting Reads and then Kat from Cat Chats. Next is probably my most anticipated read of 2025. It is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I also got to have the whole Fab Five on to do this one, so it was definitely a lot of thoughts and opinions on this one. And also Gwen and Lena and I both went to Frederick, Maryland and got to meet Riley Sager in person, which was so interesting. And yeah, I am going to get into more of my thoughts about each of these books, but this one I definitely have a lot of thoughts. Next is Sherry LaPena's What Have You Done? This one was co-hosted by my two friends, Keisha from A Book Like You and Hannah from the Teacher's TBR. And this one, I love Sherry LaPena's writing. Like her last book that I read in 2023 was such a hit. So I was really excited. Sherry LaPena has such an easy writing style. And I feel like she's kind of like a gateway author into the genre. So I feel like this one was definitely a little bit more on the safer side, but I really enjoyed reading this one and chatting with my friends online about it. Switching gears, we actually did not read a book in the month of September. We actually honored the book club's 3rd anniversary, which is the Sleep When I'm Dead readathon, aka Now and Forever will be Survive the Night. Survive the Night was such a blast. I have been prepping and preparing for that like all year long, and it was so overwhelmingly amazing, and I just absolutely loved it. So if you participated in this readathon or any of the book club picks, if you participated in anything on my channel, thank you so much. Survive the Night was I believe it was 5 days, but basically you are virtually set at like a summer camp and there is a killer out in the woods. And so you're trying to survive summer camp without being killed off. And there's different locations. Locations have different prompts. So it was so much fun. I definitely want to try to bring that back in 2025. So hopefully you guys can also enjoy as well. Next, we are going to the Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Warble. This was such an amazing experience because not only did we read this book, which I have been anticipating for so long, but we actually got to interview the author herself, which was a blast. If you're interested in that or any of the author interviews, you can head over to Patreon to check that out. But it was so fun. This book definitely had its own vibe. And as a little bonus extra for my patrons, we actually had a movie night and we got to watch a Hitchcock movie. We watched Psycho, which was so much fun. It definitely like threw us back. So it was so much fun to do that. For the Hitchcock Hotel, it was also co-hosted by my friends Wendy from Wendy's Inspired Reads and also Leah Beth from Leah Beth Book Time. Next one is The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rukulak. And this one also had an author interview. This was co-hosted by my two friends Keely from Vampire Keely and also Gabby from Gabbing About Books. Jason Rukulak was so much fun to chat with. So again, if you're interested in that author interview, it is live on my Patreon. And then finally, this is one that as of right now, I have not had the book discussion for, but I did just finish The Gift by Frida McFadden. This is going to be a solo episode. This is also the first time we've done a little novella. Actually, I don't even think it's a novella. I think it's a novelette because it was only 50 pages. This is a Christmas thriller. Also, Frida McFadden's kind of popular, definitely a popcorn thriller author. So I definitely have a lot of thoughts and opinions about this one. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but also definitely in the live show. Okay, moving on to the tier ranking. So I can easily do, 5 stars, 4 stars, etc., etc. But I thought it'd be kind of fun since it is Christmas to tier rank these based on Christmas memes. So let me zoom in real quick. So I have 5 categories. The first one is I love you, I love you, I love you from Elf, obviously. So that is going to be top tier best books from book club. The next one is Put That Cookie Down. This is, ones that, I just couldn't put down. Definitely wanted to finish, really enjoyed. So definitely a book that I could not put down. Next is Keep the Change, You Filthy Animal. This is a book that's just like, I could read it or I could not read it. So honestly, you can kind of keep it in a way. So kind of like that middle of the road. That's kind of my thought process. Next is Merry Christmas, Shitter Was Full. So this one was just one I did not like at all. Like, no, absolutely did not like it. But I know, what may be normal and fun for other people may not be fun and normal for me. So, and then lastly, we have hate, 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 double hate, loathe entirely. So this is obviously ones that I have pretty strong opinions of not liking at all. So without further ado, let's tier rank these based on Christmas memes. Okay, and again, just continuing the order, we are going in chronological order. And the first one is Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. I'm just putting the book in the middle, so don't get like too excited or too upset, just to kind of bring the image, to the middle. So, Good Girls Don't Die. I did not like this one at all. Like it's not even one I would really recommend, to be honest. So I feel like I am leaning towards hate, 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 double hate, loathe entirely, or Merry Christmas, the shitter was full. Um, I feel like after explaining what Merry Christmas, the shitter was full, like how I felt about that, I feel like it has to go there. Originally, I was thinking it was going to go in, oops. Originally, I thought it was going to go towards hate, 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 double hate, loathe entirely, just because I did not like this book. However, looking back, there were quite a few people that really enjoyed this book, like Lexi, who was one of the co-hosts. She definitely really enjoyed this book. So I feel like just because I don't like it, someone's going to like it. So unfortunately, that person was just not me. Moving on, we have The Clinic by Kate Quinn. And this one, I feel like I need to try not to be biased when I have author interviews, but I really enjoyed this one. It was definitely very shocking. It's not one I would like say I love and like love, 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 love. However, I do feel like it was super bingeable. I remember the chapters being like really, really short, and the mystery was there. It was definitely intriguing. So I'm going to put this in the put the cookie down. Next, we have Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Wilmingham. This one, I will be honest, this one I was very disappointed in. I feel like her first debut book was 5 stars for me, and then her second book was 4 stars. And unfortunately, I believe I gave this one 3 stars. And honestly, you can just keep the change, you filthy animal. Because, like, honestly, I have forgotten a whole lot about it. So it definitely did not stick in my mind. So if you love it, you can keep it. Next is Murder Road by Simone St. James. This one was definitely different. I love Simone St. James, her writing style. It's very different and weird for me, but like I always really enjoy it. And I remember finishing this one up in Vegas, and I just remember liking it a whole lot. So I think I'm going to put this one in the put the cookie down section. Next is Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. I loved this one. It's probably, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Sally, but like I really, really enjoy it. And this is definitely one that I could see myself recommending a whole lot and remembering. So I'm going to put this in the love you, I love you, I love you section. Okay, moving on to Everyone is Watching by Heather Gutenkopf. This one did not pack a big punch for me as like all the other ones, but also the other Heather Gutenkopf book. Honestly, the whole game aspect was kind of fun, but also was a little bit ridiculous. I'm going to put this one in the keep the change, you filthy animal, because honestly, I've forgotten a whole lot of the characters. And I mean, I could definitely see myself recommending this one, especially for the game reality TV show type of, element in the book. But honestly, it's not something I'm going to like recommend a whole lot. Also, just a little disclaimer. These rankings have nothing to do with any of my co-hosts. I love all my co-hosts. They were super sweet. This is just my personal thoughts and opinions on the books individually, not against the author, not against the co-host. So hope no one took that, in the wrong way. Perfect timing, because I'm getting ready to talk about Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, my most anticipated thriller of 2024. And sadly, this was a bomb. So, I don't know. Okay, so if you know my history with Riley Sager, like one of my favorite authors of all time, one of his books is The House Across the Lake. I absolutely hated that book, but like it's my favorite 1 star. After reading Middle of the Night, this made me bump up my star rating for that book from a 1 to a 2. And I think I gave this one 2 stars. So I definitely can't say I hate it. So I'm going to put it in Merry Christmas, the shitter is full. So there's that. Next is Sherry LaPena's What Have You Done? I really enjoyed this one. Like, just right off the bat, I'm thinking in between Put the Cookie Down or Keep the Change, You Filthy Animal. I feel like this was super fun. I was not expecting it to have a certain element, which I'm not going to talk about just in case anyone is interested and has not read it yet. But there was something very different about it, but also solely because the who was so obvious, I'm going to have to put it in the Keep the Change, You Filthy Animal. Next, I know it's weird to put like a readathon mixed in with books, but are we at all surprised? I'm going to put it in a I love you, I love you, I love you category, because I feel like my readathon was so much fun and I just had such a great turnout. So I have to put it in the top. So next, The Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Warbles. So I am debating between I love you, I love you, I love you, and Put the Cookie Down. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in the I love you, I love you, I love you category, just because I had such an awesome time with the author. The book was very creepy and mysterious, and just like the overall like great time I've had with this book and the immaculate vibes I got. That's why it's in the top. All right. Almost towards the end, we have The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rukulak. I really enjoyed this one. I know a lot of people did not. I know it's having a lot of like mixed reviews. But I'm going to put it in the Put the Cookie Down category because I found this book to be so enjoyable. I also really loved talking with Jason along with Gabby. This was such an interesting, like, I don't know, it was so different because it's like, in case people didn't know, this book is, being told from a father's perspective where his daughter is getting married and he's basically trying to save her from this marriage in a way. So I really loved it. It was very different. So I said what I said. The Gift by Frida McFadden. So this book was so bizarre, even bizarre for it to be a Frida McFadden. Like, it's so weird. I did not like this book at all, but do I hate it? I don't think I hated it. Like, there were some parts of the book that I did really enjoy, but like, this is honestly, I haven't even rated it on Goodreads yet. Could potentially be a 1 or 2 star, but I don't think I hate it. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in Merry Christmas, the shitter is full. So yeah, shockingly, let me just take a look at all of them and see if I would like change my mind on any of these. Honestly, the only one that I am considering moving, but I'm not going to, would be Good Girls Don't Die. I still feel like I hate that book. I might just go ahead and move it. So I think that's my official tier ranking. I think that, yeah, I think that's my I think that's my official ranking right there. So, all right, guys, that is my official tier ranking video of all of the Sleep When I'm Dead book club picks, including the Survive the Night readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the book club in 2024. I am super excited for 2025. I've already announced the first 3 books with my co-hosts and the authors. And in case you guys didn't know, I am interviewing the author for the January pick. So that will be exclusive on my Patreon. If you didn't know, you can join my Patreon by hitting the link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm looking forward to 2025, and I hope you guys are as well.